Choosing an insurance company can be overwhelming. You start Googling, you end up on some review site. One company has 4.2 stars, another has 4.1. Next thing you know, you're going down the rabbit hole reading individual reviews for 45 minutes and somehow feel less sure than when you started. Sound familiar? Here's the thing nobody tells you. Every single one of them has happy customers and unhappy customers. Reading reviews one by one is not going to give you the answer. It's just going to eat up your time and overwhelm you. While there might not be a best insurance company overall, there can absolutely be a best one for you. And today I'll show you how to find it without losing your mind. Two things worth actually checking are financial strength and claim satisfaction. Number one, can they actually pay your claim? Two, what's the claim satisfaction? How well do they take care of you? How quickly do they pay the claims? How smooth is the process? What's their financial strength? That's what AM Best is for. Basically, if a lot of people file claims at once, can this company handle it? You want an A- rating or better. The major carriers are all solid here, but it's worth a quick check, especially for smaller or regional companies. That's free at ambest.com. Number two, when people do file claims, is the experience decent? That's J.D. Power. They run an annual claim satisfaction study, real policyholders who actually went through the claims process, rating how fair the settlement was, how fast, how painful, actual claims. That's the data that answers the question you actually care about. If you're paying all that money, you want to make sure that they can pay you if you have a claim and that the experience will be decent. A quick bonus, if you're looking for a tiebreaker, maybe the NAIC complaint index. That's free at naic.org. Every insurer gets a score. 1.0 is the national average. Below 1 means fewer complaints than expected. 30-second gut check, totally worth it. So that's your whole research process. You don't have to go down the rabbit hole reading all those reviews, driving yourself crazy. AM Best, J.D. Power, NAIC if you want a tiebreaker. So there might not be a best, but there can definitely be a best for you. Here's the part I really want you to hear because I think it's the most useful thing in this whole video. Different carriers price risk differently. One company looks at your profile, your driving record, your insurance score, your zip code, your car, and says, we want this customer. Another looks at the exact same profile and prices you out. When a carrier gives you a sky-high rate or makes you jump through hoops, they're essentially telling you they're not that interested in your business. And that's fine because another one is. I had a client named Devin. I found him a policy through Allstate that was the best rate he'd seen so far. But at $615 a month for state minimum liability and high deductibles, it seemed very overpriced. So I told him before you commit, make a couple more calls, try a Geico quote online, see what comes back. He called me back to thank me because he locked in the same coverage at Geico for $350 a month instead of $615. Same person, same coverage, $265 a month difference, just because Geico liked his risk profile better. I saw it happen the other way when Allstate had the better rate as well. Devin found the carrier that was right for his situation. So the goal isn't to find the best company, it's to find the one with solid financial strength, decent claim satisfaction, and a price that reflects the fact they actually want your business. When you find that combination, you're done. One of the real advantages of a great independent agent is they can tell you from experience which carriers their clients have had smooth claims experiences with. They're not just reading ratings, they're seeing it play out in real life. You can just ask them directly. Which carriers have your clients had the best claims experiences with? A great one will tell you straight. Sometimes the best price is going to come from a captive agent, someone who only sells one company like State Farm, Allstate, Farmers, or AAA. The question is just how do these companies compare on these things that actually matter? Check AM Best, check J.D. Power. If they're in similar territory and you're comparing apples to apples, now you can make a real decision. Here's something to be aware of because I've seen it from the inside. Some agents are trained on objection handlers, scripts for when a customer says, I found it much cheaper somewhere else. And one of the most common ones sounds something like this. You'll be really glad you chose us if you ever have a claim. The extra peace of mind is worth it. Maybe it is. If that agent has been your person for years answers their phone, goes to bat for you, that relationship has real value and you might decide it's worth the extra cost. That's a completely legit call to make. If you've already checked the financial strength ratings and the claim satisfaction scores and the two companies are in similar territory, you have actual data now. You don't have to just take someone's word for it. If both companies are similarly rated, that pitch isn't backed up by evidence, it's a script. So it's especially good when you are looking at a couple of different companies. Maybe not the agent that you know that's always taking care of you. Maybe you're looking at a couple of captive agents. One is $900 more, and that agent is trying to convince you that it's absolutely worth the price because they take such good care of their clients. I know it can be overwhelming when you're looking at reviews, you're listening to a spiel. Check AM Best, check JD Power. If you want a tiebreaker, check NAIC or even check your state Department of Insurance. Am I saying always go cheapest? No. Saving $500 by going with a company that has weak financials or a terrible claims track record is a bad trade. The point is to reduce some overwhelm so you can make a confident, informed decision quickly without getting lost in review sites and without being sold by a smooth objection handler. If you're still stuck, your state's Department of Insurance data can be a real tiebreaker. So here's your process. Check AM Best for financial strength, A- or better. Check JD Power. How do they handle claims? Check the NAIC complaint index if you want a quick tiebreaker. Ask your independent agent which carriers their clients have actually had good experience with. If you're still stuck, your state's Department of Insurance complaint data can be a useful tiebreaker. And remember what happened with Devin. Different carriers price risk differently. Find the one that likes your risk, has solid financials, and decent claim satisfaction, and you found your answer. For more on how it played out with Devin, you can watch that video right here. There's no best insurance company, but there can definitely be a best one for you.